What is up, buds? Welcome to Weednd. Oh, wait. No, we're not doing that tonight. Never mind. What's up, buds? Welcome to Getting Higher with Weednd. That's right. This show will be our YouTube exclusive where you'll get a little behind-the-scenes access to us while we hang out and level up our characters. The Ferocious Five, if you've not been keeping score, have leveled from 3 to 4, but now they have completed through milestone leveling. They are now up to level 5. The Ferocious Five have reached level 5. So, you know, this is going to be kind of a fun little thing. We're just hanging out and kicking. Thanks for hanging out and kicking it with us. And speaking of this awesome cast that I love so much, what do you say that we say hello to them? Sexy cast, how are you guys?
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Yeah, good AF, my dude.
All right.
Collective, yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yes, guys, we do not get to see each other enough in this current format, so we do these things as an excuse to hang out, and then we force you to watch them. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We are going to open our proceedings the way that we always do, even though this is not an official Weednd show. We have our opening ceremonies, and dang it, we're going to keep with our rituals. So, you at home, buds following along, you might know, maybe you don't. We like to take our lighters and go lighters up. Let's get higher. Getting higher. I see. You see, because it's like we're getting higher because there's the weed, and then we're getting higher. Our level is getting higher. Weednd. Yo, Sandy's intro legit gets me jacked. Like I put it on when I'm feeling down, and it just gets me going.
It is a theme. It's a bop. It is a bop. A certified bop.
All right, friendly friends. I'm gonna grab my player's handbook here, every D&D player's best friend, and put on my officiating glasses and begin doling out experience. No, so we have reached level 5. So yes, congratulations to the team. And rather than slog down our 2-hour show with a lot of the mechanics of leveling up a character, we figured why not do this for those of you at home that have not yet leveled up a character, don't know what's involved, or want to see how we shift power as the story progresses. So each class in the PHB has its own table for when you level up, and each class will get their own abilities and stuff, and we'll kind of go through them as we go. We're going to start, just because it's easy and we have 2 of them, we're going to go with our fighters first. So allow me to find my page. How are my fighters doing? Thoricus and Brenor.
Hi.
I'm feeling good. It's feeling real good.
Yeah, I'm feeling
I'm not
real.
the best dad, but feeling good.
Yeah.
But you are the best papa.
You're right.
I'll be the best dad.
Papa.
Papa,
Yeah,
you the
Papa.
best. You the-
Papa, I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Put
Oh.
your hands in the air if you're
A
feeling
musical
fire.
edition of
love
Weednd
it.
folks.
Papa.
All right, so fighters. As we always do when we level up, the first thing that we like to hit is those hit points. So fighters, you guys get a D10, and you get another hit dice, obviously. Remember, go to your character sheet and roll 20. We utilize Roll20 for our online version. Thank you, Roll20. Hashtag not a sponsor. So just remember, go to your little class settings and upgrade yourself to level 5. It should do a lot of the hit dice and stuff for you, but you will have to choose. Recall, there's that gamble. You can either take 6, which is the average plus 1, plus your con modifier in hit points. So it's a nice, safe, 6 of 10 potential, a little bit better than average. Or you can roll a d10, potentially getting up to 4 more hit points, but there is the risk of losing 5 more hit points. So that's kind of up to you guys. How are you feeling? Do we want to risk the fates or take the average?
Risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah. I want to risk it.
You know
Sounds
what?
like
This
fun.
time, I've been playing it safe the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
big
we get risky.
Very excited.
Gus, you just rolled, what is it? You persuaded us. You rolled persuasion.
Yeah,
and you
I passed. You persuasion.
That was a real life
Yeah.
persuasion check. Yeah.
Yeah, Gus has a hella high persuasion.
Hella high.
Brenna and Drew, on the other hand, they're low.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm feeling good today. I'm
It's
just
gonna
glad
get to
be-
me, and I'm gonna be like, no, I'll take the guaranteed.
You know what? I don't trust my friends.
Yeah,
I'll
you
take
guys
a
both do
guarantee.
bad. He backs out. All right, so let's see it. If you'll go on roll 20, there's that little dice roller. That's the easiest way to do this. Just click on it and click on a D10, and then let's Gus, if you have bardic inspiration, give it to him. Ooh, a 6. Oh, Brenor.
Yeah.
Thoricus, you took the risk and got nothing, but lost nothing either. You got exactly the 6 plus your Constitution modifier, which is dope, isn't it? What's your con?
Oh shoot! I just lost my character sheet somehow.
I think you have a +5, isn't it? I think you have a 20.
No, it's my strength.
Oh, okay. It's a +4, I believe it
Con's
is.
not bad. The con's a 3.
Oh, +3. Okay, perfect. So you get 9 more hit points, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's a nice like long sword attack extra hit points.
And that raises my maximum, correct?
Correct. It raises your maximum up. And you guys are kind of going into a bit of a long rest anyway, so you guys will be at full when we progress at our Tuesday show. Tuesday,
So that went-
8 p.m. on twitch.tv/ArtHeartStudios.
I'm sorry. You said I went up 9,
That's correct.
so that would put me at 53.
Ooh,
Good for you.
50.
Good for you.
53.
Boy.
Damn it! My keyboard's
50.
doing the weird thing.
However, Brenor, with your 2, if you'd rolled a 1, I would have maybe showed you a little pity. But 2 is just that's where the line is drawn.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, and we can kind of. What's nice is it's like you've just gone back from being old to being young again, and so
Yeah.
it's like it can be some of the lingering magic of that curse. Unfortunately, affected the constitution as you bolstered in strength. So unfortunately, you do have a 3 modifier, so you will add 3 to your 2, which will give you 5 more hit points.
That ain't bad.
So your max right
Yeah,
now
you're
is
still the best
39.
dad.
You'll end up at
Aw.
44.
All right.
Yeah, 5. The theme tonight is 5.
It's 5.
44. Okay. Woo.
Big shout out to our man Sandy Stein, who is our
He's a
music
real crack of
designer.
candy.
All the music in the show that you have heard, with the exception of one track on the first episode, which was our good friend Thomas.
Tommy.
Tom
Sky
baby.
Blue,
But yes, Sandy Stein is the brilliant mastermind behind all of the music that we use on the show, and he is just a fantastic artist, and it makes it so much easier for us to do what we do when you have these jams playing in your ear. So thank you, Sandy. We love you, Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy.
I can't wait till we
Such
can bring
hot
y'all in
jams.
studio. Yeah.
That hotness.
All right. So now fighters. So that's your hit points. At level 5, another kind of big thing happens, and this is for everybody that goes to level 5. All of your proficiency bonuses go up by 1. So everything that in 5th edition, it's kind of a new thing that they use to shrink the math down a little bit. So now there's a proficiency bonus. It cleans up a lot of rules. If you're proficient in a thing, you add this modifier to it. You know what I mean? It got rid of a lot of the nitpicky rules from earlier editions. And so now it's pretty straightforward. So all of you having reached 5th level, the things you're good at, you're now a little bit better at too. So
Woo. Very cool.
yes.
Nice.
So
So
it
did
that
That
will
automatically do it?
yes, as through roll 20. If you'll look on your character sheet, if you've done the change to level 5,
I already did, yeah.
It's that box right next to strength is your proficiency bonus, and it should say 3. Brenor's does. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
So that will automatically apply to anything you're proficient in. So weapon attacks, skills that you're trained
shit,
in.
dog.
Yes, exactly. So you've already had a +2 modifier to it, as being level 1 through 4 will give you a +2. But now that you guys are basically hitting the 5th to 10th level, which is like a new tier in the way the balance of D&D plays. You know, level 1 through 4, you're kind of local heroes, you know, like getting a name for yourself. Levels 5 through 10, you start having a name and affecting a region. And then it kind of builds from there, like 10 through 15, you suddenly have influence over like a nation. And then 15 through 20 is like world and other planes. And so that's kind of how the power dynamic of the game is built. So you guys are stepping into the new tier. Some of our spellcasters getting 3rd level spells. And you got the fighters are about to get something super dope, but you all benefit from this proficiency increase. So
I'm going to be lying to everybody.
Gus just starts lying to me in real
Plus
life. He's like,
10?
let me roll it.
No.
Plus 10? I'm
Damn.
gonna be like, Brandon, you know that I can cast Bardic Inspiration on myself.
He's got a 30. You know what I mean? What can I say when you get a 30 on a roll? But fighters. But fighters. But fighters.
It's you get caught up in love.
The best thing. The best thing about level 5. I'm sorry, I'm thirsty. I think it's the weed. The best thing about level 5 is that you now get an extra attack. So when you make the attack action, when you use your action to make an attack, you now make 2 attacks. So every attack with our sweet girl Lucille, you know, would be 2 swings now. Double the pleasure, double the fun. It makes advantage even more powerful, almost exponentially better. Much higher chances to hit your enemies every round. Most of the other classes, in fact, I don't think any of you guys get an extra attack at level 5. Paladins do, Rangers do. But they only get 2. Fighters can get all the way up to 4 attacks per attack action. So fighters, man, they're made for fighting. And that's
Go figure.
just what they'll do. So my fighters, we're actually that's it. Fighter level 5, man.
Holy shit.
Impressive. Your proficiency.
Oh, yeah.
So, Brenna, it's up to you and me to provide hilarious commentary while
Okay.
everyone concentrate on their skills.
Brenna, do me a favor and put on a funny hat. Oh,
Oh, okay.
Never-
Hold on. Let me go find one. I don't think.
It
I don't
found
think we
you.
have-
Oh,
Funny hat.
Oh my god, I thought we were about to get a hot 5 from a hat.
Drew is unable to remove that for the rest of the stream. New rule.
Oh, my head is so hot already, though.
All right, you gotta speak in a Toad voice, though.
I told you I don't know what he sounds like.
For real, what does Toad sound like?
He sounds like,
always screaming.
yeah, he's
I was
like,
imagining like a dock worker. Like he's like, you know what? I got a lot of good ideas too.
Oh.
Ain't none of these plumbers ever let me do anything, but let me tell you.
Oh my god.
So,
Look up here. Look how big this is. You can tell. Lots of ideas.
All the
see?
brains.
You see how big my head is?
See how
Full of
many ideas I got? Look at this.
Full of secrets.
she's in another castle,
Get
man.
any
I don't know what to
mushrooms?
tell you. She's in another freaking castle.
No. You're right. No, Toad, I'm here
Oh, I'm
for
just
you.
delaying the message, okay?
my God.
Don't shoot the messenger. She ain't fucking here.
Look, bro.
I don't know what to tell you.
All that shit you just did, waste of time. You should have just gone there in the first place.
Right.
That's on you. That's not me. That's you.
All right, guys. I'm gonna scoot us to the next most simple person to level, and that is our high elf, arcane trickster, rogue, Riao Othravon. How you doing, Riao?
Jake. I don't want to fight you. I'm kidding.
All right, you lovely son of a bitch.
Hey.
Bro, all right, rogues get cool stuff. This is a good level for you. So you obviously also benefit from the increased proficiency bonus, especially being a rogue in as proficient in as many skills as you are. That plays out nicely. That also applies to your saving throws that you're trained in, like strength and constitution. Oh no, that's Brenner, strength and constitution. I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
Yeah, baby.
You grew up. But
Go to my sheet and you're like, oh no, dog. This is terrible for you.
That's
5
gonna be a no
sucks.
for me, dog.
But your
got
favorite,
rating.
everybody's favorite rogue feature, the sneak attack, gets another damage boost.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so instead of the
Sick.
paltry 1d6 from levels 1 and 2, or 2d6 from 2 and 3rd and 4th, at 5th level, you deal an additional 3d6 damage with
Heck
your
yeah.
sneak attack.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
Sneaky
right.
boy.
Let's be sneaky.
So, you also get an ability called Uncanny Dodge. This is pretty sick. Again, we're just kind of explaining all these features as if you didn't know what any of them are, and for us, it's a refresher on some of these skills. So, I'm just going to kind of read it out for you here. But yes, Uncanny Dodge, starting at 5th level, when an attacker that you can see, has to be visible, hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to half the attack's damage against you. So pretty powerful. And you have a reaction every round. So that means once a round, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage you take from an attack by half. And there's no short rest or long rest on that, bro. That is every single round. Do know that some of your spells that are reactions, either you would have to cast that spell or use this feature, but I don't think most of your spells are reactions. So honestly, it's just a nice little boon for you.
That's cool.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Good for you, best friend.
That'll come in
Thanks,
handy.
best friend.
I really like that we do this because I like learning about what all of you guys get. Like,
Yeah, it's
as we
nice
level
to
up.
know what everybody can do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least
man.
at some point.
Well, especially
When we're
because
playing, we always forget.
right, yeah,
I mean,
That's
we're
why
not
it's
just like,
videotaped.
no, but-
yeah,
Give it back.
yeah, that's true.
Thank you,
Yeah,
YouTube.
I like it.
Thank you, YouTube. YouTube shout out. You the real MVP.
Hashtag not a sponsor.
Thank you for taking my
But
notes
could be.
for me.
All right, so I did Real. It's the big money question. You so far haven't seen it pay off. But would you like to take the average of 5 health plus your con modifier? A D8. A rogue only gets a D8 hit points. They're a little softer than a fighter. Would you like to take 5, which again is the average plus 1, plus your constitution modifier, which is safe and nice, or roll for it and see if you can beat the average?
Don't do it.
And
All right, you know what? Or do it.
Go home, homie.
I guess, but
Get to you.
Oh, I think he's caught in the matrix.
I'm going average.
He's
This one.
going average.
Nobody could possibly roll lower than Brenna.
I know. I'm
Well, actually,
Well, you could.
there is one number that is lower,
You could get a 1.
but only one.
So yeah, Real, your constitution is a 13, which means you get a +1 modifier. So by taking the average of 5, you get 6 hit points, taking you from 28 to 34.
I think
All
that's a
right.
good idea.
You know what? If
I
I'm
think
gonna
it
be
was.
sneaky,
I agree.
just stay sneaky.
Just
What
stay
I gotta
sneak.
do?
That's the rogue's creed.
Sneaks keep sneaking, you know?
Just sneak.
JSS.
Always be sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've got that. We've got your hit points. They have gone up. I'm just trying to make sure that I have not missed anything else. I believe, Real, your spells. Let me double check. I don't think
Up there, reactionary.
5th. Oh, no. I just wanted to see if you got any new spells at 5th level, which you don't. You still have 3 cantrips, 4 spells known, and 3 first level spells. So that doesn't go up until 7th level, but when it does, it's a pretty cool day for you. Something to look forward to.
Awesome.
Nice.
If I make it that far, after last
Oh, don't
episode,
talk like that.
Future
I'm
you will be
scared.
thrilled.
Why you got to bring
Don't
that up,
talk
dude?
like that.
Why you got? I'm sensy about that.
Positivity.
That's
not
right.
like-
That's right.
Yo, you know it's fucked up when you're just like legit like, oh man, my friends like his D&D character almost died, and I legit like Brandon, not like the guy playing the game, like Brandon McClanahan was like, huh, fucking Divot, man. I hope he pulls through. Like I'm pulling for Divot. I love this guy. Oh, God. I love you guys. You guys are the best.
I love you too.
I love you.
Roller coaster.
All right.
Honestly.
I was like, this is death. We meet again.
Yo, dude, and we were there with you, bro. Like it was funny. Even the comments in chat, and for our YouTube audience, just so you know, in Twitch when we're doing this live stuff, there's a whole chat, little side party going on, and but yeah, some of the people in chat were just like, dude, we were just feeling it. We could feel
breaking
The sorrow.
hearts.
It's. I mean, dude, it's big. I mean, that's fighting a Medusa, man. That's it's like that's why they're legendary.
Legendarily rude.
Yeah, what a bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry you had to see that, folks.
Going back on our words.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so rude to any Medusas that may be listening to the show.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
It's just the lying Medusas I have a problem with.
That's
Yeah.
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 Very
The
mean.
worst.
Man, how is that? So yeah, a lot of some of you, for those of you again, those of you that don't know, we have some new D&D players in our cast. What is it like? Because this is kind of a feature that's pretty unique to Dungeons and Dragons, to find something like that out. That it's like, that just because it is said does not necessarily mean that it is true, and that there's this whole other game of intention and tactics being played behind the dialogue. Like, how did that feel for you guys as first timers?
It's a fun challenge, certainly, because you learn to not trust your narrator, and that's, I guess, something you learn like watching movies and stuff like that. But it's fun to get the chance to role play that out.
Yeah, and it's fun as a
Absolutely.
DM to counter that. It's like, you can trust the dungeon master. I'm telling you the truth, or at least I'm telling you what you do see and hear. But it is when, it's like each of these little NPCs, it's like that's its own little person, with all their own little motives. And I honestly, as a DM, like full admittance, it was like I was kind of hanging on by the seams. Like your guys' choices were amazing and authentic and genuine, but it was a ride just for me to like keep up with what you guys were pulling with, and I loved it, man. I had so much fun. Those last two couple of sessions were just like a blast, man.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun.
me too.
Heck yeah.
My head was getting tired.
And it's awesome. I really appreciate you honoring all the wacky choices we decide to make. It really, it feels like this is a great environment where I feel like we can do anything we want, and we could really create whatever scenario we wanted to.
I love as a lover of D&D, a player. I played since I was 7 years old, so that I'm gonna date myself here. Puts me at about 27 years. Nothing
always
still
wanted to
brings me
date
joy
myself.
like hearing new players say that, because that is, anybody that plays D&D really loves this thing. That's what it's about. It's like,
Hell yeah.
it's this playground, man, and it's like, as a storyteller, a lot of us are performers and actors, and all of us, I guess, are actors or performers, are storytellers, and so it's just like to get to play in this kind of big sandbox in the way that we have. That's why I think D&D has lasted forever. I honestly, if you ask me the best game ever made was, it is Dungeons and Dragons. It's not just tabletop role-playing games. It is Dungeons and Dragons. Like, it's the fantasy setting and that kind of imagination, and the arc to turn toward the noble and the like the great stories, the Gilgamesh, the monster and stuff. It's like that's where the real juicy, fun stories to live out are. Like, we want to live out Greek mythology. We want to fight the gods and the lightning bolts and stuff. And it's like, that's why I love D&D. That's why this whole thing got put together in the beginning. And again, Abby, seriously, like, as a veteran, hearing you say stuff like that is just the best. So, thank you.
Hell yeah.
It's the
And
truth.
if you disagree, then fuck you.
Then
It's
go.
my God. I'm going home.
The head has spoken.
Thoricus Onyxheart, ladies and gentlemen.
Stop.
All right, so that I'm gonna try to keep this track on the road. We saved the two for last for a reason. These are our spellcasters, and 5th level is a cool level for spellcasters because they get access to 3rd level spells, which are quite powerful. This is when the shift starts happening, where the fragile spellcaster that needs protection from the melee brutes, suddenly the fighters come running for aid a little bit more around these levels. So this is the first time you guys are gonna start tasting some pretty dope magic.
Gesundheit.
I'll blast you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Good health.
talked about that. Yeah, that's fun.
Good health.
Yeah. Greta taught us that fun fact earlier.
Jeez, Lord.
I look things up. I hear
I
stuff
Google.
and I go, what?
Guys,
and then I look it up. Yep.
All right, so let's go to the man who almost died, Divot. our bard, our glamour bard.
Too soon.
So, pretty big level for the bard, bro. As we have mentioned, the proficiency bonus that goes to everybody, you also get. You go from 2 to 3, and bards also are proficient in a lot of things.
Bard bro.
You also get your bardic inspiration dice, the inspiring words you oft give to your friends before big moments. The power of that, it used to be a D6, now it's a D8. So when you inspire somebody, they will roll a D8 and add that to whatever roll they're using it for.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Very
give him
nice.
that D.
Oh,
8 of them.
All 8 Ds.
Give me all these.
that's excessive.
And as an addendum to that as well, you get the Font of Inspiration, which means that those bardic inspirations, which used to only recharge every time you took a long rest, which is 8 hours, like a sleep, an 8-hour rest, now it also recharges on a short rest. So, the little short 1-hour rests that you can do throughout the day, now your inspirations will recharge then as well, so you can use them quite a bit more.
Hell yeah.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Like candy.
Candy.
I got some candy for you.
And then Gus, you now Divot now gets one more spell. Your spells known go from 7 to 8, so you get to add a new spell to your spell book just freely. Whichever spell you choose to add. You now have access to 3rd level spells. You can cast 4 first level, 3 second level, and 2 third level spells. So you can
Wow.
you can change out some of your old, now that you're leveling up, you can change out some of your old spells with new spells. Some spells don't quite level up well. Like Sleep is very powerful at first level when things have few hit points. But once you're around the level you guys are now, you'll find the people you're fighting are starting to have 50 and 100 hit points. And it's very hard to put anybody to sleep with that many hit points. So it's still useful for like minions and things like that. But Sleep is one of those spells that just so very useful and then just kind of drops off at a certain level. So if there's any spells that you want to drop out to add 3rd level spells are very powerful. You can do that.
All right, so I've been looking at it a little bit.
Awesome.
So, like 1st level spells, you would think, all right, so those are the first to go. But here's the thing: I think Healing Word. I think it's nice for me to have that option.
One of the best spells in the game.
Hideous Laughter is also like, why would you ever give that up? It's so fun.
Yeah.
And Shield is hard to argue against.
Lifesaver.
Right. So like I look at what I have at my 2nd level, and I'm like, I haven't had the opportunity to use Hold Person, but I'm excited about it. Shatter has kind of become my go-to attack.
Shout out Pork Chop who loves Shatter.
So dope.
For show. Dropping some Shatter on him. Duncan. So, like, I think I'd have to get rid of Silence or Blindness and Deafness. Because I am eyeing 2 3rd level spells that I would really like.
Ooh.
I like it. Yes, absolutely. And both spells useful in their own scenarios. You may have noticed, like, at certain times, the urge to try to keep people quiet. The range of Silence is somewhat limiting. It's really good to counter wizards, and to be fair, you haven't fought a lot of wizards yet. That doesn't mean you're not gonna. But it is kind of a niche spell when compared to some of these more powerful 3rd level spells. So, dude, I like to give you guys a little bit of advice as somebody who has played a lot of the classes, and Bard is one of my favorite classes. So, I mean, it is. I think you're making the right choice. Of those 2, I would say Silence is probably the one of those 2 that I would let go first. But you also have found with Blindness and Deafness, you guys are fighting a lot of non-human creatures and monsters, and that spell doesn't really have the same effect. So, a point could be made either way depending on what you think is coming, but I'm not gonna tell you.
All right, who has a coin? Can we get dramatic about it?
Oh.
Like an actual coin?
Yeah, flip a coin. Somebody flip a coin for me.
What do you think
don't
this
have a
is?
coin.
Like 18th century London? You think I have
We'll
a...
go heads, Blindness and Deafness. Tails,
I think
Here comes.
Silence.
Boom. You're not getting this back, Isaac. All right.
He
So,
has a coin.
what do you want,
Oh.
Gus? What do you? Let's call it. I like this. Is a very Divot moment. What are we?
Oh, this is
All right,
dramatic.
actually, allow me to pull the coin out of the inside of my grinder.
Oh,
There
the
it is.
flair. I love it.
All right, so we'll go. If it's the pirate, then it's blindness because he's wearing an eye patch.
Right, well, one eye.
And then if it's the pirate ship, we'll go silence. All right.
All right.
Because pirate ships are quiet.
And they're quiet.
Somebody call it.
All right. I'm gonna lose silence.
All right, silence it is.
That's what I would have chosen anyway.
You got the backup from
Not
Drew.
you.
You can't stop the
I just
music,
drag it
David.
off.
Yeah.
Ooh, how do I get rid of it?
Yeah. Oh, here. It is a little tricky. I'll show you because I
Is this
can
ointment?
kind of jump into your
Yeah.
page here. So what I'm gonna do is pull up my man divot, boop, and go to your character sheet. So when you go to spells, next to if you'll see where your spells are listed, there's a little lock, and if you click that lock, it'll allow you to delete certain things. So if you unlock it, then click silence, which I'll just do for you in this instance. Boom,
Yeah,
it
please.
goes away, and then you relock it so that you don't accidentally delete them moving forward.
Cool.
And then to add them, what's nice is this is again probably my favorite feature that Roll20 has added, and there's this is really awesome. You can go to this compendium, the little black circle with the eye in it, search the name of the spell, and then just drag the name of the spell over to your page, drop it, and it auto-populates. It's pretty awesome.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
But inquiring minds want to know, what 2 spells are you gonna get, you little dirty fox man?
Ooh.
All right. So, allow me to bring to the table hypnotic pattern.
Ooh!
Oh my god.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, because I drank a lot of hypnotic when I was like 15.
Naturally. Okay.
I was all
Yep.
about them Bartles and James, son.
I was like, ooh, that looks like a potion.
I peed out the same color.
And then for personal reasons, I think I'm gonna go with Speak to the Dead.
Oh.
Yes. Hey, in the name of the clarity that we're trying to offer, this is cool. You know, it's like this. Like I said, this is very chill. This is like, hey, just come hang out with us. Let's let you know what the spell does. It's pretty sweet. There are a couple stipulations to it that will prevent it from being used all the time. So it's not like you guys just have a permanent communication with the undead. But it is a very dope spell.
Get them out of my head! I didn't want to
gosh.
as much.
I can never sleep again. I can't sleep.
Always a monkey's paw.
Patrick Swayze just keeps coming back.
All right, so this is necromancy magic. So I like it. A little touch, Divot having a brush with death. He came back from the other side with a little taste of dark necromantic magic. So you grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions that you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. So Thoricus, stop chopping people's mouths off. The spell...
I will do my best.
he will try. The spell fails if the corpse was the target of the spell within the last 10 days. So once you've asked this corpse some questions, it's 10 more days until you can ask it anymore. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse knows only what it knew in life, including
So
the
one each?
languages that it knew. So it doesn't automatically speak your language either. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or it recognizes you as an enemy. The spell does not return the
great.
creature's soul to its body, just animating its spirit. Thus, the corpse cannot learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that's happened since it died, and cannot speculate about future events. So it's kind of like you're playing 20 questions, but it's 5 questions, because tonight's theme is 5.
5.
5th level, Ferocious Five, asking 5 questions. We might have to ask you guys 5 questions.
Five.
But I would have to kill you to do that. All right.
the Ferocious
So that's
Five?
Speak with the Dead. Very cool spell, Gus. Hypnotic pattern.
You're right.
I'll spare you the minutia of it, but what it does basically it creates a large, pretty pattern that a large group, a 30-foot area of people become charmed by the spectacle that you create. They get a saving throw, obviously, but if they fail, a great large group of people becomes charmed. And man, Divot, if that just doesn't sound like a spell for you, I don't know what is.
Very excited about it.
He brings the party.
All right, so that's let's do our last thing for you, Divot. I again keep skipping it to the end, but you know, after your bravado previously when the fighters were rolling for their hit points, I think we're pretty interested to know: are you gonna roll, or are you gonna take the average on your HP?
Well.
No.
I think you know what the right answer is.
Yeah, I'll roll.
Yeah, baby!
Ooh, all right. A bard is a D8 as well. They are about as durable as a rogue. And so, yeah, you'll be rolling a D8, and then let the fates decide. Just like we did with the coin. Oh, and a 4! Actually, you lose with the average. You lose just but 1 hit point. What's your constitution, Divot?
Yeah.
My
Yeah, you are.
constitution is 1.
He's gonna lie.
All right, so you get 5 hit points.
It's not bad.
He's going for
Not bad at all. So you have 27 currently, and so you will go up to 32 with 5 additional hit points. So boom, that's it, buddy. I think that's. I think we've leveled out our bard. How you feeling, Divot?
Good. Alive.
I'm alive, baby. All right.
Strange.
All right, dudes.
Say thank
Last.
you, Bob.
Last of the 5.
That's Dad.
Tina Smooth Hands.
Tina Smooth Hands.
Tina Smooth.
Tina Smooth Hands.
Tina Smooth Hands.
There it is.
Thank you.
It is.
I haven't done another Cockney voice since, so
Thank
shut your mouth.
God.
I will, and oh,
Okay.
there will be plenty. All right, so 5th
As
level.
long as you don't roll coins between your fingers, I hate that so
I love
much.
that. Every villain rolls coins.
Even that coin!
It's cool because I don't have to do it. I can do this, and you guys
Oh,
are like,
no.
"Oh, he's flipping that coin."
Oh,
I hate that guy.
take that guy and his fucking
Cut his mouth off.
Right?
He learns how
Fuck
to
him!
do it now.
Oh, blast him.
Oh, God! I just want
You
to break
did get
all
rid
his
of-
fingers so he can't do that anymore.
First, I'm gonna bite off each and every one of these. It's very Home Alone of you.
Yeah.
All right, Tina. So you get the proficiency bonus, as mentioned, that all the other members of your class did. We're actually going to do this right this time. Cleric's also a D8. Are you going to take the average, as you have seen it spurn everybody that's tried it? Or do you think that the dice are going to be in your favor, Miss Trickery Cleric Smooth Hands? Or are you going to take the average?
Tough call because I need the hit points. But I don't know. Fuck it.
I was like, everyone did. No, wait, Riel did.
You need all 8 of those hit points.
Hey, rogues don't play around. They're like, no, I'm taking the average and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Probably.
D8? Let's
wise.
do it. Yeah.
He's got sneaky.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Roll hot, baby.
Ooh!
Fuck me!
Oh no.
That looked like an 8 all day.
Remember what I said in the beginning. Often, if you'll roll a 1, the DM will be like, that's a little too bad. But 2 is the line where even the lenient DM draws the line.
Oh, yeah.
Tina,
It's the worst.
Doesn't she have lucky? Can't she roll again? Or
Only when I roll a 1.
only when she
And I don't
rolls
think
a
that
1
applies
on a
now.
d20 for an attack. Your constitution is 1. So, Tina, you get 3 hit points.
That's fucking great.
Fortune favors the bold, but unfortunately, not this time.
I felt very inspired.
I appreciate the solidarity.
What do we
Yeah.
say to the god of hit points? Not today.
Man, I told y'all to take the average.
Yeah.
He's trying that deception check, I'm telling you. We all just go, yes, he did say that. Yes. All right, Tina. The good news moving forward. People on YouTube are like, what happened to my YouTube? All right, so the good thing you do have some hot stuff coming your way. One is you now destroy undead. So if you'll recall, you can turn undead with your holy symbol. You've done it once before. Now, when an undead fails its saving throw against your turn undead, the creature is instantly destroyed if its challenge rating is at or below a certain threshold, as shown in the Destroy Undead table, which I'm looking at and will tell you it is a 1/2 challenge rating or less. So this means if you see skeletons or like zombies or, kind of your rank and file undead minions, there is a pretty good chance that brandishing your holy symbol using your divine turn undead ability will instantly destroy them.
Nice.
It's the cleric boon. You are now becoming more and more an agent of the energy of life. Many people mistake your god Tharizdun as a trickery god to being a dark spirit, and you do not find that to be the case, and especially through your actions have proven that not to be so. More of a chaotic energy that you seem to enjoy, that lust of life that that feeds most adventurers.
Truly.
All right, but here we go. Like I said, all casters love it, and man, clerics, just such a great class. 3rd level spells.
Yes.
Yes, so clerics, just glancing at some of them, Spirit Guardians is gorgeous. Mass Healing Word, I'm saying, is a little deceptive. It looks better than it actually is.
Yeah, I was initially really drawn to Mass Healing Word.
You and everybody else that ever played a cleric, and then they look at it and it's like, wait, a 3rd level spell to heal like 7 damage max or something. It's
Yeah, but it seems more like just like a little push to keep the group from dying.
Hard to total party kill a party that has a mass healing word. That is true. In 5th edition, any healing at all brings you back from dying. That is a complaint of some of the older school edition guys. They think dying is a little too hard in 5th edition, and it's easy to stay alive. Whatever. We like making characters, so like them dying all the time can suck. I don't want to disparage the way anybody plays, but I like a good story. So getting any healing at all would be a boon. If a couple members of your party are down, or 3 members, all your warriors or something, and you're still alive, casting that spell would bring all of them back to life, but they'd have very few hit points. So it is a good spell, but I consider it to be probably the most deceptive healing spell because it sounds so good.
But in that same idea, I really like Beacon of Hope a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's kind of what I was wanting Mass Healing Word to be. It seems like... Here, let me pull it up in the compendium.
Oh, God, yes, such a very good spell. This is, like I said, 3rd level, you start seeing that power dynamic change. You guys will start getting magic that begins kind of altering the things in the world around you, and you can change the conditions with magic now. Things start getting pretty cool around. And in fact, a lot of people say that your best levels are coming between like 5 and 10 are just like you're nice and you're gaining power a lot and it's a lot of fun and you're fighting cool stuff. And then around level 14 it starts becoming the stakes are always typically very high, and so you kind of miss going to a bar and finding out what the barkeep which monsters in the hills that week and stuff. So. Yes, you're entering a favorite phase.
Simpler times.
So
for the duration, each
Bar fight.
target has
Go to a bar.
advantage
Bar
on
fight.
Wisdom saving throws and death saving throws, and regains the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing.
From any healing. That is potions, abilities. Beacon of Hope is amazing because what it does, it turns all your teammates into their ability to use a potion goes from roll a random 2d4 plus 2 to a guaranteed 10 hit points when they drink a potion. That's very powerful. And so kind of the limitation, like I had said about Mass Healing Word, you're only healing at most, around 7 or 8 hit points depending on your modifier. They can heal themselves with obviously they have to drink a potion to do so, but they will get the full amount of healing from that potion. It makes your resources much more valuable. And you could turn around and heal them, and they'll benefit from that healing. If Divot casts any heals, those heals will also be maximized. It's a pretty sweet party spell, and man, clerics.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, I could just cast Cure Wounds on them, and my Cure Wounds at just my level 3 right now is so much stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you only have 2 third-level spell slots, so that's you start. A wizard right now gets fireball, and it's very hard not to just use up all your fireballs real quick. But you know these third-level spells, you start getting to the realm where it's like they can make or break some really intense situations. So you know it's when you break them out though, it does feel oh so good.
Mm-hmm. Juicy.
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, remember when Tina got 3 hit points?
Ha!
Right.
God.
No, when did that happen?
Oh man, it was earlier, man.
I was trying to be all like cocky and like.
No, it
show
was so
off
tight how
and-
all of you stepped up and you know what? That's what's cool about it. It's like you took the shot, man. You took the shot to be brave.
my shot.
We play a game
Yeah.
with dice for a reason. It is funny to fail, and I laughed every single time you guys got less than the average.
It is funny to fail, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yay!
I mean, I'm no mathematician, but I didn't lose or gain anything.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
And Jake played it safe.
Jake played- yeah.
Yeah, I'm an asshole who went on average.
Yeah, but how them hit points taste, Jake? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, you're a real sneaky boy. Sneaky
just
healthy
have-
boy.
The aftertaste of
Healthy
betraying
boy.
my friend.
53 hit points is a lot. I have a lot of fucking hit points.
That's what I'm saying. You can
I
start
have
to see the
30.
difference between like classes that have that. And just so you know, barbarians have a D12 hit dice. So it's like they end up hit point machines. But I mean, you're
Right.
starting to see like Thoricus can take quite a few more whacks than say our Tina or Divot or Rial. But yeah, and that will continue to grow,
Whack.
especially since Thoricus' con is so high. He just gets such a big boon to his hit points every level. Oh, and you can take toughness later if you wanted. Oof, let's not even get into that yet. But
Let's
man,
not
you
even get my dick hard.
just
Come on.
a hit point machine.
Spicy.
All right.
Goodness.
So,
Yeah.
I'm forgetting
And then
this is.
what do you think on them spells? I always, this is my favorite part as a DM, and it's a selfish question because I have to be like, oh yeah, they can do that now. So I have to think about that when I create encounters and stuff. As any good DM should, I say.
looking at spirit guardians.
Ooh, so good.
I just like the idea of rolling up with like a cloud of guardians around me and just having the opportunity to create that image. Sounds really
Yes.
cool. Yeah.
So Spirit Guardians, very powerful. One of the stronger combat abilities of a cleric, especially at this level. I mean, it is such a huge jump from like Searing Flame. So Spirit Guardians, you call forth these spirits, the spirits?
Spirits.
Spirit. This is the spirits to
Spirit.
protect you.
Spirits.
They flit around you at a distance of 15 feet. So they start floating around at 15 feet around you. Pretty cool visual. If you are good or neutral, the spectral form appears angelic or fey, your choice. If you're evil, they appear fiendish. You are not evil, you are chaotic, but you are a good neutral character. When you cast this spell, you can designate any number of creatures that you see to be unaffected by it. So all your team won't be getting beat up by these creatures. And but anybody that enters this zone, their speed is halved, which is tight. It's hard to get out or in. When the creature enters the area for the first time, they have to make a saving throw, wisdom saving throw. On a fail, they take 3d8 radiant damage. Very nice.
Yeah.
And even if they save, they take half. So it's, I mean, it's to come and get you. And, you know, a lot of smart villains would see that and want to knock you out of concentration. But to get to you, they've got to, you know, usually
They
eat
gotta
some
move
damage.
through the clouds.
Yeah.
My
They got to get through Brenor, your
Zone.
protection fighter, you know, Brian the
It
crocodile.
just seems like a powerhouse spell.
It's gonna be difficult when they have no legs by the time they get to Brenner.
Exactly. So I'm just like, haha, slice.
A slizzity slice.
Also slice, and Jarrell feels so nice.
Damn, do both of our fighters now have legendary weapons?
Well,
Ooh,
magical.
yes. We've entered
But
a realm where we
I
have
haven't
some.
yet.
We
Yeah,
haven't
he needs to
unlocked.
too.
Yeah, he hasn't.
He needs to sword his.
I need to.
Yeah, I can tell you there's something pretty cool coming. But yes, actually there is a couple magic items floating around that have not been identified yet. But you guys do have some have recently gained, notably the Fury, but also that magical walking stick that you received from Ubre the Calloused.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so
Full of bees.
yeah, some pretty exciting things. I think we did it. We made it to level 5. The Ferocious Five. 5's up. Now he's frozen. It's a hilarious time for me. Anyway, so yeah, guys, tonight's theme was 5. We saw the Ferocious Five go from level 4 to 5, as well as there was another 5 thing, but I forgot about it now. But that's it. This is getting higher with Weednd. We are all now higher, both literally and in game. So
Spirit chilling.
as we do to start our ceremonies, we're gonna close them out the same way. Let's get those lighters, guys. Mine has a little pickle on it, and go lighters up. Thanks for getting higher with us, guys. We will see you Tuesday on Twitch TV.com/ArtHeart Studios, or every Friday at 4:20 on YouTube. We love you guys. Thanks for joining us. Be wonderful, be well, be nice, be kind, and be happy.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
And I love you guys.
Buds. Everybody loves our
See,
butts.
I told you we could hang out and like get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.